European and American car manufacturers have slightly different formulas when it comes to their luxury vehicles. The American formula involves size and presence. The Lincoln Navigator and Cadillac Escalade are absolute behemoths. When you look at a Mercedes GLS or a BMW X7, the biggest SUVs from those brands, compared to something like this, looks like a toy car. But the American manufacturers also are not short on tech, luxury, fancy features, especially when you're in something like this. A 2026 Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Black Label is the top of the line trim for Lincoln, and that means all the nicest materials on the inside. Multi-way adjustable massage seats, more speakers than you can count in the sound system, plenty of technology, fancy lighting with a cool welcome sequence, and so much presence. I mean, look at those 24-inch wheels. These things are properly nice, but also rather expensive. This one here has been optioned to $126,000, which is a lot of money, but you also get just a lot of SUV. This week, we're spending some time living with a 2026 Lincoln Navigator Black Label, regular standard wheelbase. There is a long wheelbase version available. How does it stack up to the Cadillac Escalade? Let's find out. Welcome to the Lincoln Navigator Black Label again.
Hello. Yeah, I was gonna say, we've been in this car before.
Yeah. But it's a 2026 model year, which they haven't really changed anything major. But I'm not going to say no to spending another week with a Lincoln Navigator Black Label,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I forgot how much I like this thing.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yes, it's nice. I remember I really like this. Just the depth of the upper dash is what you call this?
Yeah, the dashboard
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Speckled interior. That's pretty cool. It's giving Rolls Royce a little bit, right?
Like the starry headliner.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, wow. You become bougie. You know what a
know.
Rolls Royce
I've
interior
only
is
been in
like.
one once. I've only been in Mikey's, so not super bougie, you know.
Kicking off our week with the Black Label with date night. We're heading to downtown Detroit to what's supposed to be one of the best steakhouses, London Chop House. Very excited to try that out. We're both very starving, and it's very appropriate taking a very expensive top-of-the-line Lincoln to the fanciest steakhouse in Detroit.
Is it the fanciest?
Yeah,
One of the fanciest.
yeah, I mean, looking
Yes.
at the menu prices, some of those steaks, it is the fanciest. There was a ribeye that was $100. I was like, whoa.
This is a really interesting seat.
These are like the super fancy Lincoln. They're like 30-way adjustable. They have so many. Hummer. This is a super tight road, and when a Hummer EV and a Navigator are trying to pass each other, like there's not even stripes on this road. I always get really nervous when I'm in a big vehicle. But yeah, they're like 30-something way adjustable. You can like independently vary your shoulder and your leg and thigh bolsters.
Oh my gosh.
They are very fancy.
I didn't remember the other Navigator having seats like this, did it?
Yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I just didn't realize.
Lincoln products, yeah, they have. And
That's
it's
super
like,
cool.
You set it once, you get comfortable. Sometimes actually too much adjustability is sometimes like a curse. It's like a blessing and a curse, right? You can tailor it to the shape of your body and your comfort, but also you're like, there's too many degrees of customization.
I mean, I think this is the only time I've seen a seat designed like this.
Yeah, they are very nice and comfy.
It almost seemed like one of those dinner chairs, like a wooden dinner chair with the padding on it, you know what I mean? I don't know how I feel about that, but it is very comfortable though, that I will say.
Would you like your massage seats?
Sure.
All right, let's see. There's passenger, massage. You can have recovery. How about that?
Okay.
We've got a bit of traffic heading downtown, but no worries. We'll turn on Blue Cruise, hands-free. Sit here, pay attention. We'll raise our speed. Yeah, you can see all the info on the screen. And Blue Cruise, just like GM Super Cruise, is a full hands-free on a map-supported road. Auto resume, so it should be doing its thing. Figures we try to demonstrate it right now when we're at a complete standstill in traffic. Come on. It's a big gap. All right, you know what? I'm going to give you a little bit of motivation. Oh, that EcoBoost V6 is pretty strong. All right. Back up doing its thing, hands free, just kind of pay attention. There's a sensor that is watching you, so it knows what your eyes are looking at. But this definitely makes traffic much less stressful. Got my massage seat going, hands-free Blue Cruise. Also, something about Ford and Lincoln displays, the screens in the cars, the frame rates are not happy with cameras. So I'm filming on my little DJI Osmo Pocket, and yeah, that screen does not look like that to our eyes. Even this one's fine, but it's a screen over there. Is this ad trying to make Mountain Dew look like naturally occurring? It's got the forest and the water, do the dew. Don't drink that stuff. We've made it to downtown Detroit. starving, very excited to have some steak. Navigator Black Label made traffic very, very tolerable. No complaints. Listen to some nice classical music on our Revel sound system. Something about driving these fancy luxury cars makes me want to listen to like piano concertos and stuff. You hungry, hon?
I'm starving.
Excited?
Yes, very much so.
That dinner was absolutely fantastic. London Chop House, 10 out of 10 steakhouse experience. We are both so full.
Wow, 10 out of 10? I feel like
that
you
was a 10
rarely
out of
give
10. That
any
was-
restaurants
I had
a
this
10 out of 10 rating.
dry aged boneless ribeye.
That was
amazing.
Really good.
The mac and cheese was just
Oh my god, that was the
probably
best. One of the best.
2,000 calories in that plate of mac and cheese, but
That was probably the best mac and cheese I've ever had, actually.
yeah, the
Easily.
steak tartare,
Yeah.
really good. Oh yeah, that was awesome. And because it's no longer middle of winter in Michigan, it's still
I
light
know,
out.
I was surprised. I thought for
We'll walk
sure
outside,
it was
we're
going to
like,
be dark
wow.
outside.
Ballet had the Navigator waiting. My seat is warm. We're gonna listen to some nice music on the way home. So we're using Blue Cruise, and the steering wheel is being a little spazzy. It keeps like shaking back and forth. The vehicle's staying it's tracking pretty straight. It's not like we're bouncing around, but the wheel is just like, it's like shivering. It's like juddering back and forth slightly.
It's trying to stay straight because of the Michigan roads.
It could be that, just all the
Yeah.
potholes. So it's handling that turn. You see a bunch of little micro corrections, but the overall vehicle is still pretty composed. Like, we're taking this turn fine, but just the steering wheel is kind of a lot of motion there. That's very interesting. Very nice sunny evening into the Navigator. That has to be the most pleasing and classy door open warning sound in the entire industry. Angel has a friend coming over, and we're gonna have some Detroit style pizza, Buddy's Pizza. So I am off to go pick up some pizza we ordered after doing a bit of filming this evening. Very nice weather. I have the window open, got the sunroof open for some nice sunlight. Really matching this light colored interior very nicely. Sometimes, a lot of luxury cars in general just have a dark black interior and it feels much more moody. I like the lighter suede headliner and the leather. I'm a bigger fan of these color combinations. When you hit the turn signal, you get a little camera preview of your blind spot. So there's my left turn signal camera. So it shows up on the cluster side of your gigantic screen. It kind of blends infotainment, passenger display, and your regular digital cluster into one panoramic screen. Whoa, is that an electric G-Wagon? Yeah. Oh, somebody bought one of those things. It has that weird squircle thing in the back. M4 convertible. Nice weather means people have their nice cars out. But you know what Lincoln should do? They should take the Raptor R powertrain and drop it into a Navigator. Imagine 700 horsepower, supercharged 5.2 liter V8 in the Navigator Black Label. All the nice luxury touches, but a supercharged American V8 under the hood. And you might be like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. Well, look at the Cadillac Escalade V. It's 150 grand, more than that. Once you option those things up, you can get those like 160, maybe even higher. But anyways, call it a $150,000 supercharged Escalade V, and those things sell. Do people need that? No, but it's epic. Now, Lincoln for the longest time haven't, sometimes luxury brands prioritize the performance, the sportiness, dynamics, right? BMW, for sure, the German brands. I mean, BMW has their M models, the X5M competition. They're always talking about handling and the chassis. Same thing with Mercedes. Audi has their RS. Cadillac has V and Blackwing. Lincoln never has really dabbled in that space. They're like, we're about quiet, comfortable luxury. So if they were to do a Navigator Black Label R, I'm just making up names, right? It would be very, very out of character, but would be very, very epic, because for some reason, American luxury buyers, actually just luxury buyers in general, like to have their luxury cars have enough horsepower to embarrass some supercars. But it would be cool, right? It would be cool. And it's already in the Raptor R, so just, do a little heart transplant. Make it happen, Lincoln. Pizza and salad acquired. There's an Escalade IQ. That's something Lincoln also hasn't dabbled into. An electrified version of the Navigator, not even hybrid. You just get this one powertrain. Cadillac does have lots of different variants, right? They used to have a diesel version of the Escalade. You can still get a V8 Escalade. You can get the electric version, and you can get the Escalade V with a supercharged V8. So that is somewhere that the The GM competitor here has some more options for you in terms of powertrain flavors. But Lincoln's like, EcoBoost V6. Here you go.
Is that what this is called? A Squircle?
Yeah. The Squircle steering wheel.
It's
you
so
like
unique.
it?
It's so unique. This is the only car that has this, I'm pretty sure.
A lot of, well, other Lincolns do. So the Nautilus has the same
other
steering wheel.
Lincolns,
But no, a lot of companies have Squircles now. Technically, the Z06 is a Squircle.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
guess you're right.
It's the reason is below you get more clearance for your legs.
I love that.
And then the top, because you've got the giant screens now, you can see over there. So lots of people are going to Squircle steering wheels. It's kind of mixed. It's interesting that you like it because some consumers, maybe just internet commenters get all annoyed about it. But I actually don't mind
Whenever
it.
I have a really big steering wheel, like when I was driving the Toyota, I think it was the Sienna, it just felt like I was driving a school bus because it's a big minivan, but I kind of like this. And it's an interesting contrast with the smaller steering wheel and the big car, right? Yeah, I like that. Is this an actual screen?
No, that's a sensor that watches. That's the
I see.
Blue Cruise thing when we're doing hands-free.
Okay, I was gonna say that would be pretty cool.
The outfit right now, I've got my Corvette hat on because I need a haircut. Got the McLaren jacket on and Kirkland.
Meanwhile, I look very highly professional.
Kirkland. Highly professional. We're getting ice cream.
That's true. This car feels very bougie and luxurious.
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
I absolutely agree. I mean, it is almost $130,000 loaded in luxury. The nice materials, it's quiet, seats are comfortable. It is definitely bougie.
Whenever I think of bougie cars, I always think about foreign cars, so I never really thought about Lincoln at all, which is crazy to say because when I was in between undergrad and my grad school program, I worked at a Ford dealership and I saw a lot of Lincolns and things like that, but I never actually took the time to sit inside one and be inside one and experience just all of the different features and stuff. So honestly, I'm really impressed with the first press car you had from Lincoln was the Nautilus.
We had a Nautilus Black Label. I love that.
I was very impressed by the interior and all the screens and the tech and everything and the self-driving capabilities and whatnot. So
yeah, I mean, Lincoln's also changed a lot since probably the time you were talking about. Legitimately, at one point, there were just Fords with leather and a badge. Now they are actually differentiated, nice design, interior layout, the tech, sound system. Like, it adds, it's a proper luxury experience now.
I mean, exactly to your point. Like, whenever I thought about luxury cars, I always thought about Mercedes and all of these other, like, foreign brands, right? Mercedes, Porsches, things like that. But this is really,
but if you're looking for a big, enormous luxury SUV like this, it's really Lincoln Navigator, Cadillac Escalade, and I guess the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, the top tier ones, could also qualify. But these things are the big body on frame. They're trucks essentially, but just loaded.
Would these qualify to be a write-off for business purposes?
Yeah, it's definitely heavy enough. GVWR is a lot.
Okay.
A lot. We'll explore the rest of the interior. We got the captain's chairs back here, the additional screen, nice wood trim. I did notice a fun little detail. Inside the speakers, like the little perforations in between, look like little Lincoln logos. So they use a little Lincoln logo motif.
Cool.
Yeah, it's right here on the screen. Same thing in the front grille, all the little Lincoln logo shapes. And then the wood trim here has got this like speckled starry look. This like paint flicks that give it kind of a constellation also even across here. And you can feel the actual textures. It's not just glossy piano black, which is definitely nice.
Rolls-Royce, Starry Night.
In Rolls-Royce, you got Starry headliner above.
Yes.
And a Lincoln, you get it on the center.
Yeah, I know.
I love that you can make that comparison now.
Yeah.
The Container Store has a sale, so I bought organizing things, which makes me happy. Which also means we can sort of test out the cargo space back here.
Oh, nice. That's very convenient.
Very handy. I actually really like this split tailgate. I'm a fan.
Just because it keeps your items from rolling out of your trunk?
Exactly. Like nothing rolls away, and it's just like this nice little ledge here. Some other Range Rover has it. Expedition, obviously, same platform as this. What else has it? No. Anyways, there's so much.
There were a few, SUVs that we had that had this feature.
Time to go get some sushi.
Let's do it.
Whoa, look at this old Saab. Also, that license plate, how old is that license plate? I have not seen a Michigan license plate like that in I don't even know how long. It is so difficult to style a giant SUV like this because it's essentially a brick, right? I mean, it's just so squared off. It's a huge box, but I think they did a pretty good job. I prefer the front end details. I think it's really distinctive and it looks quite handsome. The rear is not my favorite angle of the Navigator, but it does look elegant. And personal preference between this and the Escalade, I think the front end looks cooler on this. The Escalade maybe is a little bit more aggressive, and of course, Escalade V, but the new refresh Escalade has such squishy pointy little headlights and a big vertical blade. Down to personal preference, this is a bit more curvaceous, and I think the Escalade's more angular, kind of squared off. But what do you guys think? Navigator or Escalade? Which one do you prefer styling-wise? These wheels, though, are going to win me over. These are such cool stock factory wheels. Just look at all the little patterns in here, and then the color, the finish is also really cool. This over the copper color is really cool combination, but even on a more subtle, clean white or even a black one, right? I'm a big fan of these wheels for sure. It also doesn't scream Black Label. They don't put a bunch of badges all over the outside. You kind of have to know what you're looking for. Like even around back, does it even say Navigator? No, there's literally no badging, super clean. It just says Lincoln with the lettering there, and then that's it. You don't need badging when you're driving a Navigator. Everybody knows what this thing is, right? The proper flagship for Lincoln. We also do not have air suspension. We do have adaptive suspension, so the dampers, I think it's called CCD, continuously controlled damping, whatever the acronym is. Not quite as floaty and wafty as air suspension would give you, so you do feel a little bit of that truck-like body-on-frame construction transmitted through. It's still quiet, fairly isolated and comfortable despite riding on 24-inch wheels. Oh, there's Sheil in an S63 AMG. That's my, that was our realtor. Pick a realtor that drives a cool car. Let's take a few minutes to check out the interior because I think that is one of the highlights, one of the strongest suits of the Navigator Black Label. This seat is a 30-way adjustable seat. It's heated, cooled, and massaged. You can independently position these thigh bolsters for better support. It is so many different degrees of adjustability. Some nice quilted leather with an interesting perforation pattern. The holes actually change diameter from larger to smaller, so some nice details. Let me go ahead and hop inside. This interior is a nice light atmospheric theme with some contrast darker accents below, and also you get this kind of copper goldish accent there also across the speaker grills to either side of the enormous 48-inch panoramic display. Let me go ahead and turn the vehicle on. Got some nice calming classical sounds like a marimba and orchestra instead of the usual more harsh sounding chimes and bings and noises you usually get when you turn a car on. So this lower screen here is a touch screen. So CarPlay, you would interface here, but also the built-in infotainment system. You've got a bunch of different apps here, some vehicle settings, your digital scent for your different interior perfumes, Violet Cashmere, Ozonic Azure, Mystic Forest. I do like Violet Cashmere, although I keep calling it Violent Cashmere. And it's like, am I being attacked by a sweater? But it smells nice. The little aroma pods are here inside. You can see the three of them right there. So you reload your scents, and actually it tells you how much is left. So you can see I like Violent Cashmere the most. Violet Cashmere, I'm kidding. 98% remaining. You can also go here for your seats, your lighting, all these different features. And then we've got CarPlay. This is how you interface with your widgets. The right side of the massive screen is reconfigurable. So if I want to change the rightmost one from fuel economy to tire pressure, you just drag and drop, and then your tire pressure will show up in that right corner. Even you can do weather, you can do all the different widgets are droppable in here, which is pretty nifty. Let me go back to how I had it set up. Fuel economy, trip computer, date and time. You have some built-in Google Maps navigation there. Your normal cluster is up front. Now there is no digital rearview mirror, so just a conventional mirror. Unlike on the Escalade, you would get a digital rearview mirror. And here's something else I really like, the wood trim. No one likes glossy black plastic or piano black trim because it just attracts dust, fingerprints. This is so much nicer. You can see and feel the grain, and then it's got this like scattered starry night effect of these little white specks that simulate the stars in the night sky. We've got cup holders here, wireless phone charger storage here, and then some physical buttons. This is your big volume control, and then the piano key push buttons for your drive select, and then below here even more storage. A couple shortcut buttons. This one pulls up your surround view cameras, and it's actually up there in the main screen, but then you can go through all these different little viewpoints. So I can do, let's see, oh, it's just front camera now. Here's like a widened, wide angle look, but I would definitely always have surround view and the front camera and or the backup camera, depending on if I'm going forward or backward. We also have a shortcut right here for your headlights because there's no physical buttons. There's no like headlight control. There's nothing on the stalks or anything, right? So this is just for opening the tailgate, parking brake, right? No memory seat buttons. Everything is really through the screen, but they give you a shortcut to turn your headlights on and off if you, I mean, most people just leave it in auto, right? But if, like when I'm taking photos or videos, I wanted just the regular running lights on, I can go in there for a control, or maybe you want to turn it off manually kind of thing. Then you have your climate panel below here, heated, cooled, and massage seats, and heated steering wheel. Plenty of storage in the middle. I already showed you guys that. So definitely a very, very nice interior. The materials are high quality. We have some nice tech. We've got the Revel Ultima. It's a 28 speaker 3D sound system. So lots and lots of speakers everywhere. That's their high-end sound system. We have the suede headliner, the big panoramic roof, and then the Squircle steering wheel, which we've talked about a little bit, but you see only that and that is lit up. This is for your cruise control, like driver assistance stuff. So that's what you use to initiate Blue Cruise. We have the freeway and it's supported. This one here is how you adjust everything. So when you start fiddling with this touchpad here, you see on the screen a little menu pops up to tell you what's going on. So adjusting everything does take a little bit of time to get set up, but theoretically you set it up once, it's linked, you're good to go. There's so many different ways to do profiles. You can also have the key, your phone has a key, all the Lincoln app, right? I have it set up on my phone. So there we go. Let me go and show you the second row. So this is actually not great leg room right now, right? That's unacceptable. So let me go to this screen here, wake it up. We go to seats, and then we go to chauffeur, which allows me to move this seat forward and out of the way. This is pretty common in these executive luxury vehicles where you have your VIP sitting here, the second row passenger seat, if you're in like an S-Class, a 7 Series or something like that, and then you essentially sacrifice the front passenger space because there is usually nobody riding up there. You just have your driver, and then you move this all the way out of the way. So now at 6'3", I've got plenty of leg room back here. All right, that is all the way forward and out of the way. Got a couple little USB-C charging ports here. Now, there is no folding tray table. We don't have TV screens there. I don't mind the screens because I just use my iPad, right? But a tray table does seem to be a little bit of an omission. That would be cool to see. Nope, nothing folds out from here. So a tray table to do some work, because you do have an outlet down here if you need to plug in your laptop to sit back here and do some work as an executive. But you just leave your laptop in your lap. And then this screen also lets you control the seats, so they are heated and cooled, both of these seats right here. And then also I can go and do my massage. So they also have a pretty full set of massage functions back here for the second row seats. Both left and right are massaging. You can also fiddle around with your climate back here. It looks like just one zone. And then lighting, I can change the ambient lighting color. And then lastly, air quality. What is the... Oh, they just let you know how clean your cabin air is. How many people understand what... Is that micrograms per cubic meter? So PM 2.5. Is that parts per million? It's green, so that must be good, right? If it was like yellow or red, it'd be like, oh no, air is not clean, but... green is good. It's getting dark out now, so we can take a proper look at the lighting animation sequences. When you unlock and approach a Navigator, you get this welcome animation as the full-width light bar illuminates, and you also have the illuminated logo in the middle of the grille. And then when you hit lock, you get a goodbye sequence as the light bar fades away to the middle and then animates outwards, and at the very end, the Lincoln logo disappears. So let me hit unlock again. There's the welcome animation sequence as it gradually lights up, and then when you hit lock, it does fade away as a goodbye sequence. You also have an animation out back with the tail light bar. So if I go ahead and hit unlock, you have an animation as that light bar illuminates, and the Lincoln lettering is really cool. They have this three-dimensional look, and they light up, and they're like showcased behind this clear piece. Really, really cool. When you hit lock, you get a goodbye sequence too. The light bar animates away, and gradually the Lincoln lettering also fades away, kind of disappears. So that's a pretty cool welcome and goodbye sequence for the front and rear lighting. I think it's executed very, very nicely on the Navigator. When you enter the vehicle, you have a welcome animation as you're flying through the mountains, and it fades into the Navigator lettering with the stars in the background. And then you get the Lincoln logo down here. Very cool and immersive. Now that it's getting dark, it'll be a perfect opportunity to show off the rejuvenation features. So let me go to all the apps right here, and then Rejuvenate is there. We have 4 different options. So 5-minute or 10-minute lengths. This one is waterfall meditation. And you see, using that big panoramic display, some pretty nice visuals there. We have the elements. Bubbly water sounds. These graphics are so cool. And then we have Aurora Borealis and Northern Lights. That is really cool. Whoa. And then the last one is Forest Meditation. I feel like I should be in a spa. You get calming spa music. Now you might be like, this is gimmicky. When would you ever actually use it? And I have. There's been times, imagine you're really stressed, long day at work. Like you get home, you sit in the driveway and you turn on one of these and it feels like you're in a spa. You're relaxed, the massage seats are going. Let me go ahead and preview this. So like a seat recline, you get the nice smells, the aroma, you get seat heat.
Welcome to this 5-minute guided body scan.
This one has narration. Oh man, didn't realize I was in like a yoga meditation thing. But then you get the massage seats going, and it actually is really, really nice. And it uses this big immersive panoramic display. A butterfly. There's a butterfly. And that's what luxury is about, right? It's features that you may not have been specifically looking for or thinking about, but you get surprised and you're like, wow, this is really nice. Luxury is giving you these extra things. And it is nice. It fits the whole personality of Lincoln's being calm and relaxing. Aurora Borealis. Let me preview this one. Yeah, the effect is definitely way better at night. It's got the ethereal space feeling music. What's the elements? The elements here. Sounds like bubbling water. Some spa piano music. And then the waterfall meditation. Man, the graphics are actually really, really nice. These visuals. So that's Lincoln Rejuvenate, and I think it's a really, really cool feature. Literally, I think I should be in a spa right now. That's what it feels like. This is a really, really nice feature. If you live a really stressful, high-pressure life, you're taking care of kids, you're running errands all the time, you've got a high-pressure corporate job, or you're running your business, these little 5 to 10 minute snippets of relaxation using Rejuvenate may be the thing that allows you to keep your sanity. So it's a very nice, thoughtful feature, and I actually genuinely enjoy it. Out running some errands, so let's wrap up. Final thoughts on what it has been like to live with the Navigator Black Label. This is a very, very nice luxury SUV, but then again, it is also very, very expensive. This one here is like $126,000 as option, nearly $130,000, which is a lot of money, but these big full-size luxury SUVs are absolutely expensive, and there are some that get even more expensive. But you do get a very nice experience. The interior is done very well. The materials, the details, the technology integration is very good too. I like this massive 48-inch panoramic display. It doesn't feel like it overwhelms the cabin. It doesn't take away from it, because sometimes luxury cars go too much into the screens and the screens and the screens and the touch buttons and the touch this and swipey that, right? I think it's integrated well here, because it's not a massive like TV screen feeling thing. It's just immersive because it's wide, but not because it's tall. Now, Cadillac also has a similar big curved screen across the dash with the Escalade. Lots of companies are trying to introduce things like this, so we'll see where it evolves. But to me, like the leather, the wood trim, the stitching, and other parts of the interior that matter for a luxury vehicle are also done nicely. Other cool tech features, Blue Cruise. Yeah, Blue Cruise and Super Cruise. Super Cruise still has a little bit of an edge, but Blue Cruise has definitely made lots of really big gains, and it's one of my favorite hands-free driving systems too, so you just hop on a freeway and sit here and enjoy the massage seats and the 28-speaker 3D surround sound system and the nice smelling aromatherapy with your digital scent, the perfume, and yeah, it's very good. The sound system also Very nice. This Revel Ultima 3D surround sound system, 28 speakers, nice and immersive. For some reason, whenever I get in cars like this, I just want to listen to classical music. So I'm like putting classical music on, listening to some like symphony orchestra stuff, like piano concertos, some Rachmaninoff back then. I did lots of piano and classical music when I was young. Second row, also pretty nice. Third row, usable. Need more space, get the L, the long wheelbase. But second row's got some nice bells and whistles. There could be a little bit of a step up, I think. I mentioned that and when we were doing the interior tour. If I'm being real picky, what are some things that I don't like and I would want changed? Soft closed doors. I mean, that's just something that would be nice to have. It's a luxury car thing. Don't slam the doors, soft close. Other competitors do have that as well. Well, I mean, Cadillac has like power closed doors now, right? Everybody's moving to like, you press the brake pedal and your door closes on its own for you. That's luxury. Never having to strain yourself and opening and closing your doors. Air suspension is generally one. I know that's a more deeper mechanical change, the engineer, everything, but competitors offer air suspension to give you a bit more of that wafty feeling, try to isolate the more truck-like, body on frame experience. But then you also get variable ride height for easier entry, egress, things like that. And then it does give you more of that wafty, floaty feeling. I do like this powertrain. The EcoBoost V6 is strong, 510 pound-feet of torque. I actually don't miss a V8 while driving this thing. I don't think they would have much to gain by putting just a Coyote under here or something like that, right? It makes solid torque. This thing will tow 8,700 pounds, so if you want to tow a small boat, a trailer, something like that. I am getting 15 miles per gallon, though. I mean, I have a lead foot, but yeah, it's a big, heavy brick, right? And the EcoBoost is lots of boost, not lots of eco here. But I don't mind the powertrain. Now, if they do a Raptor R powertrain in this thing, it'll be so cool. A little bit out of character, I think, but Lincoln has a history of building sportier cars. Remember the Mark 8 with the V8 back then? I had a friend in high school who had a Lincoln Mark 8, and it was so cool. It was so, well, maybe because I was in high school, everything was cool to me, but it was, I remember that being really, really interesting. So a Navigator R, that doesn't sound right. They'd have to come up with a name branding, but it would be the complete opposite of Lincoln Quiet Flight. But a supercharged V8 under the hood, 700 horsepower, yeah, take on the Escalade V. That could be fun. Now, any other final thoughts? No, I like this thing. I don't need this. My wife, Angel, and I do not need something this big, right? It's enormous. It's very expensive. We don't have kids right now, so yeah, like we would shop for a Nautilus Black Label, which is genuinely something I have considered before I bought our Macan, and I'm still like, that would be nice to own a Nautilus Black Label hybrid, because you get a lot of the elements of this in just a smaller, more reasonable size package. But if you have a family, you got lots of people to transport, maybe your parents, your siblings, your friends, your kids. I mean, one of these things, real nice. So if I had to pick between this and a Cadillac Escalade, because I'm sure somebody will comment, somebody will ask. If it's just a regular Escalade, I think I'm gonna go for this. I really like the interior and the whole luxury experience here. There's just little details that add up. The welcome animation lighting, the digital scent, the Rejuvenate. It's little things on top that make it feel more luxurious and nice. But it is a difficult decision. Both are really good in their own ways. The Cadillac, I feel like, is a little bit more tech in your face and more of the fancy blingy features. Air suspension is nice. Ooh, a Shelby GT350. I missed that car. I missed that car so much. I got distracted. I distracted myself. Otherwise, yeah, there we go. Wrap it up. Final thoughts on living with the Lincoln Navigator Black Label. I am on my way to Costco to pick up some groceries for some meal prep. Check out the review I did with Angel. That was fun trying first time my wife reviews a car video. Hopefully that turned out good. Thanks for watching.